Uh, we're gonna count down here. This is Bakugan Battle Brawlers. Except for not, it's not Battle Brawlers. It's actually just Bakugan Defenders of the Core. This is a new game plus 80%. So we're gonna go in 3, 2, 1, go. Basically in this game we fight things. A lot of things. A lot. Shouts out. So we're first gonna start off here by skipping some cutscenes. You'll find out very quickly that nobody in this game can pronounce Bakugan. No, this is not Digimon. That's down the hall and to the left. So if I don't skip that cutscene correctly, we'll hear a very, very strange voice incorrectly pronouncing Bakugan. This voice. So there's a bit of a story here. We're in virtual reality, apparently. And then that's Max's Drago. He's like strong or something like that. See, he can't even say Bakugan. What a dumb. So we gotta press A to change targets. So we're gonna bop the hecky out of these little guys. We actually don't want to hit them for too long. Like that. That's bad. We'll be seeing pretty soon that these guys are kind of annoying to deal with. If you hit an enemy 10 times, it'll fall over. Or if you hit an enemy 4 times, apparently it'll also fall over. But because of that, what we want to do is we want to like space out our attacks to kill them efficiently. So now we gotta go this way. So we gotta go beat up Dan, who's in this thing that's supposedly like really strong or something like that. So yeah, here we go. I was totally pressing C until like a second ago. Help. End me. And we're gonna do something a little bit weird. We're gonna back up here, and we're going to actually use our ability card right now specifically. There's a good reason for this. If I activate this cutscene by using the ability, the ability will do about double damage for some reason. It's really weird. So we're beating up Dan here. And Dan's gonna pull a pretty good John up in a second here. But battle with all this shaking! So anyways, that's a pretty sick John from Dan. Pretty sick. So, before we explain the rest of this run, we first have to talk about parallel universes. So, in right about... Now, we're in a parallel universe. That's pretty cool. Alright, so we're in a parallel universe and all of our friends are getting beaten up. But we don't know that we're in a parallel universe. So they're, like, getting beat up. And we're like, oh no! Our friends! So my little golfer dude has to go save them. So there's character customization in this game. And the goal of my character customization was to make this dude look as much like a golfer as possible. That's just what this dude does. That's all he does is golf. So anyways, we're gonna charge towards Dan and Marucho here. With no strategy and no weapons because we're smart. Even though they're just beating the crap out of by giant monsters. This seems like a fantastic idea. So anyways, they got beaten. Now they can't fight because they're really sad. They shot them with a sad beam that makes them unable to fight, and now they're also sad because of the beam and that they can't fight. So now we gotta fight for them because the beam doesn't work on us. They explain that like, later. So, because of that, it's probably already better than, like, most anime plots. TBH. Because they actually explain something. So we gotta bop these guys on the head.
Bakugan? I have no idea what's going on, but we gotta...
Pop. In this game, there are strong attack and weak attacks, like Dan had mentioned in the tutorial. And a lot of these things we gotta be using, you know, one or the other. That was an incredible fight, by the way. That was just about perfect. Yeah, we'll be taking advantage of one or the other depending on the situation. No. How do version differences work in this game? Language affects their... Language does not affect their run. Some people play on the 360 version of the game, and by some people I mean NES, and NES, and NES. And on the 360 version of the game, you're able to switch the language to Dutch if you want. It's actually kind of amusing that it has multiple language choices, in which this version of the game doesn't. There are version differences, though. For instance, PSP is the fastest version of the game. And there's a few exclusive glitches to a few versions. He said Dutch was faster. What he thinks. He says a lot of things are faster. So Wii actually has an exclusive glitch to it. Anyways, Murray tries to tell us about his plane, and he's really proud of it. That was his plane. We're never going to take a tour of that ever again. You're seeing this room of the plane and nothing more the rest of the run. Heck this heckin' plane. No, really, so yeah, back on the topic of, version differences, PSP is the fastest version because loads, and also just being better. Some very interesting things about PSP, is that, you cannot actually stay invisible for the duration of the lines. You'll see here that I can stay from getting caught as long as I have the yellow lines around me. This is not present on the PSP version of the game. Kind of interesting. Anyways, that's Boda. We're gonna be using two main Bakugan in this run. Oh, that's Mira. She got the crap beaten out of her, just like everyone else in this game. Because apparently we're the only one who can actually, you know, fight worth a damn. Or fight at all, for that matter. Mira will cause trouble later. She's honestly probably one of the most, if not the most annoying character in the entirety of the Bakugan series, in my opinion. Bakugan has comically hateable villains, but, you know, as the protagonists go, she's probably the worst. Anyways, we gotta beat the crap out of Elfin here, because Elfin is like, in a trance, you see. Alright. So we have to beat her up to make her come back to her senses, because that's how that works. Try it on your friends. Don't try it on your friends, actually. That's a bad idea. Don't take that advice. Yeah, Magma Woda is incredibly strong, and then the other Bakugan that we're going to be using throughout the run is Maxis Dragonoid. And he is also very strong. Between these two, we can pretty much cover every single, like, type matchup in the entire game whilst maintaining incredible power output, which is great. And we have these two because it's New Game Plus. Otherwise, we would have to wait until a large portion through the game to get them. About China 3, which is, what, about 9 levels in? And then we could get Magma Woda, and it wouldn't even be fully upgraded at that point. Anyways, at this point, we're supposed to, like, fight people, and then my dude's like, how do you expect me to brawl? And, like, we just, like, took down 3, like, people who are supposed to be really strong. We can't brawl. Or my bad, too. So here we're going to actually do something. We're going to get purposefully caught due to cycles. Because, heck you. I want my invisibility back, as well as the fact that if I just wait there, I just have to wait for the cycle, and it's just really slow and annoying. Also, apparently it doesn't want to target that. Targeting with that can be kind of strange sometimes. It tends to just kind of snap to whatever's closest, and it does it in a weird way that I don't fully understand. Anyways, we're going to be seeing me switching Bakugan up here to Drago. Maxis Dragonoid. And this is going to be the first instance of a possible frame-perfect trick. It's just pressing the buttons on the same frame. Ah, nope, didn't get it. Each time you get it, it saves about 8 seconds. It's called Bakugan Select Glitch, in which you basically just press A and B on the same frame. If you do that properly, it'll close the menu and select the Bakugan. We're like 75% sure it's frame perfect. I wouldn't put it on my gravestone, but say with relative confidence at least. So the reason we switch here is that these Dynamo exist. Dynamo are Haos. Haos is strong against Subterra, which is the element that Magma Woda is. So it's just better to not have to do that. You know, deal with that. Because why would you want to fight against what you're weak to against? Just silly. Especially when you could just not. So these guys take 3 hits to kill on with Magma Woda. And they only take 2 with Drago. And they can be either a strong or a weak attack. Did I? I'm heckin' silly. Yeah, the voices in this game are fantastic, and by fantastic, I mean awful. Ah, you got it! We'll be seeing later Baron will be speaking, and that's pretty much just all you have to know about this game's voice acting, is that Baron speaks, and it is not pleasant. When his infamous lines come up, I will try my best to imitate them horribly. So I'm glad, I hope you all are ready to experience this. What an intriguing discovery! So Marucho has found out that we're from like an other world. Not even another world, just an other world. Parallel universe, by the way. We gotta talk about half A presence at some point. And we can see this little thing. Like, this weird floaty thing. Looks kind of like a girl. Apparently it's the center of the world. You want to see Julie? So do I! I also want to see Julie, because Julie is the best girl in, like, a large portion of the series, and she just isn't in this game. And she just completely gets the shaft in Season 2 as well. It's really unfortunate. Anyways, yeah, so there were some invisible things. Oh, heck, I was supposed to switch Bakugan. There were some, like, invisible... What did I even say? Like, beam sensor thingies. You know, like those things in Mission Impossible that they gotta, like, spray the air freshener to see? Air freshener? Or is it, like, perfume or hairspray? Whatever, they spray it with some kind of canned something.
Wait a minute. That's Tripod Epsilon, a resistance trap.
So yeah, this is what it looks like to fight against something that you're weak against. In fact, I hecking hate it so much I'm switching. That was a really unfortunate thing to have happen there. Just a silly lapse of concentration. I'm gonna get another chance at Bakugan Select Glitch here, so we're gonna try it. It looks like I got it. You can tell a little bit by the audio whether or not you get it. Because you'll hear like the select and the closing at the same time. Alright, there we go. So that was a silly, like, 30-second time loss. But we should still be well within estimate. That's not how you fight Tripod Epsilon.
He's supposed to be on our side.
He is supposed to be on our side, but he is not.
Snap out of it. We're the same team.
Alright, this is really bad.
Controlling him. You've no choice but to fight him.
Yeah, I don't have a choice to fight him either. Jesus Christ. So this is a thing that can happen.
Just getting started.
You're not getting started at all. Shut the heck up, Dan.
The more you attack your enemies,
You're not the one fighting here.
the trap left something to help you.
Thanks, Trap.
There's more to brawling than just combos.
No, there isn't.
Try shooting too.
I tried shooting. It wasn't fast. Heck you, Dan.
Huh? Did another Vexo
Ah!
crystal just appear out of thin air?
I hate it when this happens.
No clue. And just how many of these things are there?
A lot. Yeah, the crystals are like
That's gonna
a thing. I exist. These like give power to the enemy Bakugan. And yeah. That's about it. They do more things later, but for now, they just like hate everyone. Apparently these crystals make everybody in the world except for me unable to brawl, so that's pretty cool. I agree, this show was the shit.
It seems like
Yeah. No, actually, for whatever reason, Bakugan are intrinsically linked to the core, which is the source of this world's like power. It's the core of the Earth, but also it's like embodied for this reason. Alright, we're gonna switch back to Drago. See, I need to remember this time so I don't mess up everything, like I did in the previous fight. That was honestly a really bad fight. I'm not gonna lie. I got Bakugan's luck glitch again, so that's a nice little thing. Yeah, so for whatever reason the crystals are like able to be used in a way in which like prevents your like connection to the core, it like severs it or something. I think that's just about the explanation they gave, so you can't brawl anymore because of that. I might be making that up too. I honestly can't tell.
It's me, Ace.
So Falcon Flies are annoying, for more than one reason. I have lowered attack power now because of that guy. If you are hit by a Falcon Fly, your attack will be cut, and that's really annoying. So shots could be like very situationally useful. So like for instance there. Nice. That's not nice.
Not half bad.
Let's
I might actually
destroy this. Come on now. So we wanted to have an attack power increase by the time that Brontes came along. But unfortunately that did not happen.
just like we
Brontes is like the most annoying to deal with. Okay. Of course Brontes would get the attack increase, that's just my luck. Okay. That was actually a really, really smooth Brontes fight. Brontes can stun you infinitely. So it's not good if Brontes gets away from your combo locking. So that's pretty sick. So yeah, basically we're going around and we're like freeing all of the Resistance Bakugan from the clutches of the Vexos who stole them earlier. Vexos are the bad guys, just remember that much and you'll probably be fine. A lot of convoluted stuff here. Like, very anime plot kind of stuff. And we're going to China now. So, hey Shadow. Morning. Which incidentally is not the home of anime. Despite what people who call them Chinese cartoons might lead you to believe. We gotta go find Baron. Baron, guys. Remember, I said that name earlier, and that he speaks, and then that's not a good thing. I might think I might be joking. I am not joking. Baron is kind of a meme in the community, due to his horrible voice acting. I swear to God, if that kid touches me, I'm gonna have to go to jail because that's illegal. Alright.
Well, if it is.
Alright. So, we're gonna fight. This is like the first battle in which we actually have a chance of death. The way that this fight is, with just how things can just kinda destroy your landmark, is quite something. Anyways, we have Link, who has the best voice acting in this game. Which really isn't saying much.
So you know, we Vexos, we like to change it up.
I don't mean to do this. This is not how you do this.
And it's gonna blow your mind. It can shoot out traps forever.
Some people are into that.
That sounds fun. What?
Some people are very into that.
It can pull traps infinitely?
Bingo! So basically,
So yeah, this is happening.
continue forever until we break it. Ha! As if I'd let you. Ready to get dominated?
Some people are into that too.
It's under attack! Head to the yellow icon
See,
on your map.
Link's just a kinky dude. When you break those houses, there's a chance that you'll get an attack power increase. And that's really, really nice.
It's about time
But nah,
you did this.
not in this case.
I'm the one who's gonna
Anyways, we got Ingram here, who's really good at getting away. And going towards your, landmark.
Nemesis, I'll rescue you. We'll see about that.
Are you okay?
Anyways, we have Nemesis here, who's also very annoying.
Good one!
A lot of the Chaos Bakugan in this game are incredibly annoying to fight. Alright. Luckily that was relatively smooth. Yeah, but most Chaos Bakugan that you fight against, actually all that I can really think of, have the ability to stun you. I think only Nemesis Charge Shot can stun, which is nice. Because he didn't really seem to want to give me any of that. Which I gladly not take. So yeah. At this point we got Nemesis back and Baron too. So Baron in the show is kind of like this, you know, like star-eyed kid who looks up to Dan. In this game, he is a screaming blob. I think that's the best way to describe him. Anyways, the shadowy figure tells us that we can, like, go back to our world now. We're like, wait, what?
So how long do you plan?
You're gonna see here that we got a, look at that boat. Boat! Boat! Boat. Boats are, like, really cool. Shout out to boats. So now we're just gonna do a bit of movement here. We have to be kind of conservative with our invisibility, due to just wanting to maintain it for the very end of this little movement section. Look at that boat. It's such a good boat. Fun fact, the boat can, like, reach here before you get here if you're just waiting around forever, and then it'll, like, go back in the cutscene. It'll teleport. It's a teleporting boat. It's really great. So anyways, this girl is like, hey, give me the one thing standing between me and the bad... or standing between, like, you and, like... rather, heck, let me try that again. Give me the one thing that stands between the bad guys, me, and, you know, my group of pals here, and completely, you know, owning the world. And yeah, we'll let you go back to your poem in exchange. And we're like, that seems like a good idea. Then Ace comes up and says, what the heck are you doing? And, like, punches us or something.
Crystals at once this time. And they're both spitting out traps. We've got to make sure.
I want to destroy one of those guys beforehand. The tripod, not a tripod, the Persians. But it turns out Persian is actually really good at destroying landmarks. So, can actually cause a bit of problems sometimes.
If your opponent's hitting you hard, use an ability card to slow him down. Your landmark.
That was actually a really nice and smooth fight. That's pretty nice. So yeah, we beat up the girl who wanted to kill us. And we move on with our life. That's the last you're going to be seeing of Maxi Striker for a little while. Next up is China 3. There are 3 fights or 3 missions in each of the 5 countries that we visit. And in all of them except for Egypt, the 3rd one is just a pure fight. But in Egypt, it's not. Actually, wait, no. This is I'm silly. Sorry, excuse me. This is Japan 3, and then China 3 should be next. I made a boo-boo. Anyways, I think Mira ran away or something, and we have to go save her again. She does this like, I swear, she does this like 3, 4, 5 times. Probably 5 throughout this entire story. It's really bad. Are you ready for this voice acting?
Wilda! Please free Wilda!
Beautiful, right? Right.
That's gonna leave a mark.
I'm actually using weak attacks here on Wilda because it just makes Wilda significantly easier to chain.
Big deal.
So even if I am doing a little bit less damage, it's just better overall. Oops. That's not how you fight this, dude. That was not optimal. I don't know if you could have guessed, but nah, that was not optimal. Defense power. We try to get an attack power from that crane. But it looks like that was not the case.
Nice one.
So that was Hades being a bully. Hades is really good at destroying actually everything. Including me. So they, also, I haven't mentioned this yet, but I'm mashing A here. If you mash A on the victory screen, you can actually progress about a second sooner. And it doesn't work if you're mashing anything except for A. And every other cutscene in the game you skip by pressing start. I don't understand it.
Why? Why?
But it's pretty important because it adds up, you know, pretty quickly. It's like some free, you know, 20-second time save throughout the run. Anyways, at this point, we've got like Gust? Is it Gust or Gust? I don't know. And Spectra, like talking to some king dude. It's like, do the thing, and they're like, okay. And the thing is a bad thing, as you can see. This is going to be where we switch back. This is China 3. Ah, nope. Failed Bakugan select glitch.
Bakugan has different ability cards. I should try them out and decide which one fits my brawling style.
The reason it seems like I'm actually doing a little bit of setup for it is actually I am. I'm trying to get the cursor set there quickly and then just get my hand in a position where it's actually kind of feasible to execute pressing the A and B button at the same time. Any relative sort of consistency. There are a few different strats here, but what I do, personally, is that I go directly for the Vexos Crystal. I know a lot of people don't do that. By a lot of people, I mean, like, S.
Surprised? These new ones actually teleport to safety when they sense danger. So look.
Oh, heck yeah.
Head to the yellow icon on your map to protect it. If your opponent's hitting you hard,
That was some nice RNG.
just slow him down.
We really want here. No.
Now I'm really steamed.
We want to break these two and see if we can get anything. You can get like attack power increase from those, which is what we really want.
Shooting is also a good strategy, especially when you're low on health. That's the way to do it.
The shooting is also a good strategy, especially when we're low on health. Yeah, that really worked. There we go. So yeah, shots can cancel each other out. There we go. So like if you shoot into your opponent's shots, you just won't get anything from it. It'll just kind of cancel each other out. Yeah, anyways, they did something in China. I can't remember what it was. Oh, yeah, basically I remember now. We're going around and chasing them and being like, stop doing bad things. And they're like, hey, no. Shout outs to the single best voice line in the entire game. Ugh. Buy that, dude. Now we have Egypt coming up here. Like I said, Egypt is the exception to the rule of the third being just the fight. Egypt has it in 2 because plot. So we basically received intel that they're drilling to the core of the Earth. Or planet. Astora. That's it. Right now. That's pretty fun. This is like a long section of movement. So we're basically just going and trying to stop them. We don't want them getting to the core. I pressed the button. I pressed the button. Right, how much I'm pressing the button. This world record, probably not, no. So now we have Egypt 1. Egypt 1 is another one of those fights where it's just like, once in a blue moon, everything will go wrong. And considering we had a super blue blood moon, like, just like last month. Well, no, maybe it'll go super wrong, you never know. I am not gonna follow this guy. The reason is this! These mines! This is the first instance of these heckin' mines. Heck these things so much, my dude.
Your landmark's under attack. Head to the yellow icon on your
I should
map
probably
to protect it.
go deal with that. See, like I said, sometimes just everything goes wrong.
Turn the battle around. Don't forget about
Can this guy just bug off?
your landmarks
Oh,
almost destroyed.
God.
If you don't stop them soon, we lose.
So this is Baron. Welcome to Baron.
Show 'em who's boss.
Your landmark's almost destroyed! destroyed! If you don't stop him now, we'll lose! That's about what he sounds like. Nah. So yeah. Somehow he dodged that. What is the world? How is this even real? I am at half health. What is this game right now?
Here they come again. We gotta buy time for Dan and Ace.
The chances of me dying here are actually less than 0. I have to go directly to landmark number 1 and get rid of this metal fencer immediately, or else I'll probably die.
Not big on blocking, huh?
No! Because these metal fencers can't be blocked because they use charge shots.
You pulverized them.
Yep, we lose.
Ability activate. I'm not gonna lose.
You're not the one fighting.
Ability activate. Magma cannon.
Your landmark's under attack. Head to the yellow icon on your map to protect.
Alright, hopefully things won't go as terribly this time around. But yeah, that's Egypt one for ya. I've actually considered using a...
Landmark's almost destroyed.
How have they gotten it down that fast? What is this game? What is this game?
Here they come again. We gotta buy time for Dan and Ace. Yeah, show 'em who's boss.
Or we can just not.
I'm not gonna lose.
Yeah, and hopefully neither am I. I refuse. I refuse to lose here. Okay. Okay. Oh my gosh. My asshole was clenched. If my landmark had gotten attacked one more time, it would have been over and I would have had to redo the fight again. And I probably would have gone over estimate. From here on, I'm just gonna play it safe. Because apparently the game has proven that it really wants to bully me. As we got Egypt 2 here. Basically, Mira has run away directly to the leader of the bad guys, because that seems like a good plan. A really, really solid plan. Alright. So during this fight, there's not really much to talk about other than screw Hexados. They're a really annoying enemy that can just stun lock you. We'll break one of the pillars to try to get a power-up, and yeah. So meanwhile, I'm going to tell you the legend of Gary's fax machine. Gary is the world record holder for this category. And he has a fax machine that he runs the game on. This was a $2,000 fax machine sanctioned by the Super Mario 64 community. Specifically to verify runs that, you know, to make sure that, you know, because if you don't run on this, we don't actually know if you're not cheating. So yeah.
The more you attack your enemies, the sooner you can use your ability cards. I see that the traps aren't much of a match for you.
Yeah, Gary is like really good at this game. And he's had some really weird things happen in this game before. Like enemies just run into walls for like 10 minutes. That's my favorite. Oh, heck. Get back here, buddy. Buckaroo. And so yeah, he somehow hacked, or he didn't hack access, my bad. He got this SM64 sanctioned $2,000 fax machine. And he's running the game on it. So he'll have some interesting side effects, and we just blame it on that.
Try shooting too.
It's a pretty good meme. Alright, that was actually, despite how bad that fight may have looked from Perfect, it was a lot better than it could have been. That guy, Helios, can just completely just body you. We try to combo lock enemies, and he is very good at doing that exact thing to us. But yeah, anyways, for whatever reason, Mira decided it would be a fantastic idea to go directly to the leader of the bad guys and propose the fact that, hey, maybe we should just give them our only chance at surviving. And anyways, after that, he's like, well, too bad. I thought you guys might say no, so I prepared a giant destruction robot to completely rend your asshole in two. And so he does that. And now we don't have Drago anymore. But this is New Game Plus, so we actually have Drago. In New Game Plus, you always have all the Bakugan that you have unlocked. So, you know, yeah. Anyways, Mira is a sad girl, so she ran away. Oh, again! Can she stop doing that for the love of God? Alright. There we go. We want to avoid this, because if we do, it's better. No, the reason it's better is that you actually get stopped by those in this version of the game. Another interesting difference between this version and the PSP version. In the PSP version, you could just kind of run through them. Let Drago go! I think I'm actually going to use a hologram here. There is a very... it's not the biggest chance, but it is possible that we can die here. I've had it happen before, and several other runners have as well. If the Trout Bakugan that you're fighting, if they just kind of go on a rampage on your landmark, they can really do a number on it pretty quickly. They don't often do this, but every once in a while it can happen. And I said I was gonna go fast, or safe rather. So the Balatons here. That's the thing. Or we can... Under 2 hits now. Shot. Oh no, did that break out? Yeah, I didn't get that in time, did I? But yeah, a lot of the time they'll just stay on the other side, but sometimes they won't. Where'd it go? Oh. I thought I hadn't destroyed them all. Already? Very quick. Oh yeah! What a good piece of voice acting. Nice. Actually, not very. Especially now. Never mind. Okay, so something about this. Oh, shut up, Mira. We shouldn't do that, actually. That's really slow. But, if you get a power-up, it'll overwrite any other power-up you currently have active.
Did you really think that's all?
So that's pretty fun.
Now you've done it. Time to get serious.
No, I agree, actually. If you haven't seen the Marilyn Monroe clip from Pop Team Epic, it is something to behold. Anyways, this is Prima Vulcan. He's kind of a bully. We just try to combo block him just like every other Bakugan in the game.
That's gotta hurt. Oh yeah. Your landmark's almost destroyed. Stop them. The best thing about charged shots is they can't be.
There we go. That was quite the exchange of combo breaks there. Yeah. I just got an S rank.
But not good enough.
That's my favorite thing about S ranks. If you mash A there, the voice acting for the S rank, you get a special little victory quote when you get an S rank. And it'll go into the next scene. So that's pretty funny. Yeah, we found Mira, by the way. She was, like, running towards that guy. Like, I'm gonna fight you! And he has, like, a dragon. And, like, a giant stone golem. And she just has her fists. So that definitely seems like a good idea. So anyways, we got USA 1. These townspeople. We gotta head towards the Vexos crystal here. It's actually, oftentimes that you'll get, like, stunned there. Because you'll run into the robot. It's really nice if you don't have to deal with that, though. I am anger. I'll take it. It wasn't necessarily what I intended to have happen, but I'll take it. Alright. We gotta use this here to tell which cycle we're on. It's really difficult to meet that cycle at the same time every time. Because it changes so quickly. If your move's even a little bit off, you'll get a different cycle. So we just use the thing. So here is this.
It's important to choose a hologram that's strong against my opponent's attributes. It's important to choose a hologram that's strong. It's important to choose a hologram that's strong against my opponent's attributes.
So we're gonna switch over to Drago again. No Bakugan select glitch. This is pretty convoluted here, but this is what we have to do to play this safe. This is the strat, actually, is to have Drago and 3 holograms that are level 3. Because everything here can just explode in your face. It's really not good. Okay, this is USA 1.
Sorry, brawlers, but this ends now.
Nice. This is Brontes, by the way. This is, like, more annoying Brontes, too. The later you go in the game, you'll find that the Bakugan get even more annoying than before. That's pretty great. Well, when that happens. Oh, yeah, one of these you can actually kind of, like, break through, which is pretty amusing. That's what they can do, by the way.
A well-timed ability card can turn an entire battle around. Use them when you can. Nice one.
That just happened. I don't even know what that was.
Just like that.
See, these Vexos crystals are pretty annoying sometimes. And take this, thank you. I'm gonna take my attack power up and leave. Apparently I'm also going to leave my attack power up. That's not what I meant. So everything here loves to run away and loves to mess you up.
Just like that. Just like that. If it feels like your opponents just won't let up, use your ability card. Ability activate before they attack.
He's not attacking. He's not talking to you.
Perfect execution.
They can also not do this. Fantastic. So yeah, this is hard to deal with a lot of the time. Because the Vexos crystals, everything is just kind of happening at the same time. The Vexos crystals, Brontes, everything.
Just like we practiced.
We didn't practice anything. What do you want about?
One more time. Ability activate.
I'm gonna attack
Maximum
with this.
vortex.
He can also dodge that, so that's pretty fun. All of them happens. It's like my favorite thing. Another interesting version exclusive glitch is that actually, wait a second. Wait a second. That wasn't thought to be possible on Wii. Excuse me. Wait a second. Am I just dumb? Am I just like a dum-dum? Well, I was about to say that that was an exclusive glitch, but apparently it's not, and I'm just a dum-dum.
How?
So yeah, now we gotta go to USA 2. USA 2 is probably the most dangerous fight in the entire game. It is the biggest run killer, right at the, right at like the third last thing that you're doing in the run. It is really brutal. You'll see what I mean when I get to this fight. It is not a good experience. Conservation of, the invisibility is actually really important. I want to be able to make it through there, immediately run into this. The reason we run into that is that we get caught, so it gives us our invisibility back, meaning that we don't have to wait for any of the cycles coming up here. Or have to, throw Bakugan at those guys back. Alright. So, little something here. I gotta switch Bakugan. Hey, I got Bakugan select glitch.
It's important to choose a hologram that's strong against my opponent's attributes.
We're just gonna, what was it again? I think I do use two Ventus, don't I?
It's important to choose a hologram that's strong against my opponent's attributes.
Should be good against... What's right? Oh, hack and hack. Hold up. 1 second, guys. I forgot how to play this game for a second. Okay, yeah, we good. It's important to choose a hologram that is strong against my opponent's attributes. Anyways, we gotta do this. Alright, this is a really rough battle. This is the worst battle. So we have Alico to deal with, as well as Hades at the same time. As well as a ton of mines and 4 crystals. Here's the thing about Hades. Hades is fantastic at destroying everything. Alico is fantastic at dealing with you. Oh, by the way, there's actually friendly fire for opponents. As you can see, Alico is getting knocked down by Hades here. Yeah, this is the best part of the fight, and I say best as in least bad. Cool, I love gate cards. Good thing this one's useless, right?
Shooting opponents can be a good defensive strategy.
You think it's over? I haven't even begun!
Alright, here we go. Hello there, world. Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again. That's basically the general emotion of this entire fight. I don't know, they still seem to be here. I don't think that's pulverizing. I think you need to recheck what that word means, Baron.
Your landmark's under attack. Head to the yellow icon on your map to protect it.
Tripod Theta's just sitting here. That was nice.
The more you use ability cards, the better chance you have to win. Don't hold back.
Alright, that was actually a really smooth fight. You did not get to see the worst of that fight by a long shot, and I am really, really glad for that, because the worst of that fight is dying 3 times, and we don't like that. Alright. So now we have USA 3, and then we have a little bit of movement, and then the Drago fight. Oh yeah, they stole Drago like halfway through the game, remember? I forgot. Or I didn't forget, rather. I promise I didn't forget. I definitely didn't forget until I mentioned Drago fight. I'm gonna play it safe and get a hologram here going.
It's important to choose a hologram that's strong against my opponent's attributes.
Really shouldn't be that big of a deal, but hey. It's better safe than sorry. It's my whole approach to this at this point. After that death. All the way back in Egypt 1. So here's what we gotta do. We gotta first take care of this dude.
This is it, guys. The huge crystal.
That's not the direction I told you to move, my dude. Pretty sick meme.
Once your ability cards are charged, don't hesitate to let them loose. You won't regret it.
Okay, that was a mistake. Not really now. Apparently so.
Stay on your toes.
Yeah, can you bug a huff? Can... Hold up. Apparently my Steam has come up over my entire capture card, so that's fantastic. Oh no, now my capture card is all tiny. This is happening. Technical difficulties are my middle name. What we hope is that Primo Vulcan will leave us the heck alone so that we can destroy this darn crystal. It's like basically just the hope. I'm gonna kill the Hexadose now.
That's gotta hurt.
Sick trade.
This is the end. Winner takes all.
Defeat Vulcan.
Hi, Vulcan.
Ability activate. Clay barrier.
That means we can't shoot him. That's literally it. That's all it is. He reflects shots now. Which can actually be pretty useful for us if we use something similar at some points. But it's not always the best.
Oh yeah.
Ability activate. Clay barrier.
That was rather rude of him. There we go. That's USA 3. That was a pretty sloppy USA 3. A lot of running around that didn't need to happen. But yeah, anyways, we just like beat them up because they were like wreaking havoc. That was basically it. Ace was here. He was like, yeah, they're here. And we're like, okay. We're gonna go help now. Yeah, now we gotta go beat the crap out of Drago. Let's do it. Again. This is how you do it, by the way. Pausing, that's definitely RNG manip. Okay. Alright, so here, speaking of RNG, there is something interesting coming up in this little area here. In this arena, there is a chance that you will get a drop of just a bunch of power-ups for seemingly no reason at the beginning of the fight. We believe it is RNG, and we have no evidence to suggest otherwise. So, sometimes this fight can be like 20 seconds faster, just because it wants to be. So here's an interesting thing that I've decided to do for the last two fights, is that I will not use strong attacks for like the large majority of it. Large majority, that's a pretty, that's a redundant statement. Alright, anyways, for the majority of it, I'm just gonna not. Alright, so here, fun fact about this, you can actually shoot him back a little bit from there. Yo, we got it! That pause was definitely an RNG manip, I promise. Oh, he's even running into a wall.
Like the awesomest Bakugan ever. Don't let him get you from above and try not to hurt him. You got it.
Bam! Oh, that was such a good Drago fight. Oh, hell yeah. That was an incredible Drago fight. Anyways, we get Drago back, and he's like, haha, I have Maxis Helios! And then he goes to the center of the earth. Or, of Vestora. So, this is the last fight. Time will be coming up on the last hit, and I'll tell you pretty much when we're gonna get close to that. The way you gotta start this fight, though, is a little bit weird. This fight is like 3 phases, basically. Got like 1 or 2 hits on the first phase, and then we gotta destroy the core. You know, that thing we've been supposed to be defending this entire time, it's like, no, kill me. We're like, oh, but no. And then it's like, actually, yes. Because if you don't, this dude's gonna, like, kill everything. Anyways, this is supposed to be some epic battle between, like, Maxis Helios and Maxis Dragonoid. And it's pretty epic, but we don't use Maxis Dragonoid here. Because it takes time to switch. And it's not really any better. At this point, we cannot hurt Helios. So, we don't even care.
What? Are you serious?
We have no choice. You must hurry. Everything will be over.
So, the last time I did a run of this for a marathon, it was a race against Ness, another run of the game. Our very own Ness ____. Formerly, rather.
No big deal.
And I lost the race to RNG. And I say that not as an actual John, but as a joking truth. At the very, very end, I got 2 ability cards against me by Helios here. That just, I couldn't do anything about, and it was actually hilarious.
What's happening? Look. Whatever happened to
Alright, so time will be coming up soon.
Now's our chance.
So get ready on that if you aren't already.
Everyone, this is it.
Defeat Maxis Helios.
Ow, my booty.
We got this. Ability active.
Oh look, is this gonna be a repeat? Alright, and this should be the last hit, and... or not.
Burning roar.
Time. That's Bakugan.
Just getting warmed up too.
A lot of money we have. Quarantine is money, by the way. 104.57. Oh my god. Wasn't my estimate a 105? What a good meme. Yeah.
No, my plan.
My god.
Ruined. No.
So yeah, we win. Now we get to go back to our world. I assume you wanna switch over and get the next game set up as quick as possible, considering how close to estimate that was. Woo, lad. Anyways, yeah, we get to go back to our world. This music is a banger, though. Please play Defend the Core during the intermission. Okay, thanks. No, I didn't mean to skip it.